Last Sunday afternoon, I went to see Greta Gerwig's Barbie, and no, I did not wear pink when I went to theater. I went knowing that the film is not the cute fantasy film that everyone is saying it is not. I went in expecting it to be something else entirely, and I was not surprised. The film is basically radical feminism rolled into a candy floss. The film has divided the internet. To some, it is the feminist film of the century, and to some, it is men hating at its vilest. Is this film really that, or is it just another big business produced film pretending to be woke? We will discuss this in this video, but before we go any further, please subscribe to support this channel and press the bell icon for notification. It's simple and easy and doesn't cost you any money. The film stars Margot Robbie as Barbie and Ryan Gosling as Ken, and half of the sex education cast. The premise of the film is pretty basic. Barbie and Ken live in Barbie land, where many Barbies and many Kens of different ethnic communities, shapes and sizes, basically equal representation from every community, cohabit peacefully together. I wish the real world was like that. Except that Barbies in Barbie land enjoy unprecedented power while Ken's existence is nominal. Every night in Barbie land is a girl's night. In Barbie land, only Barbies hold all the important positions while Ken basically do nothing, i.e., they are unemployed. One day, Barbie starts having an existential crisis, like the one we all have on Sunday evening, dreading the work next day. Seeking guidance, Barbie turns to a weird Barbie. The weird Barbie advises her to return to the real world and find the person who plays with her version of Barbie. So Barbie steps outside Barbie land to go on her own hero's journey along with Ken. But in the real world, she faces catcalling and mockery, while Ken discovers that Kens in this world can do much more, such as having a job, if he can train himself for it. Ken is elated to see that in the outside world men rule. Meanwhile, Barbie finds her owner, resolves her issue, then returns to Barbie land only to find out that Kens have completely changed the land, making it resemble more like a dude land. Barbies hatch a plan to reclaim Barbie land from Kens by making them fall in love with them, then suddenly withdrawing their attention and love, leaving Ken emotionally broken. The plan works, and Barbies change the constitution while Kens end up in conflict. Barbie land returns to its previous state. The film works on various levels. The production design is eye-catching, and the lead actors Margot Robbie as Barbie and Ryan Gosling as Ken are perfect. In the opening scenes, Margot Robbie is all happy, chirpy and excited. How does she do it? Margot Robbie is literally like a enthusiasm factory. Ryan Gosling as Ken is also perfect. He looks every bit like a guy who spends every penny to impress the girl, and in internet lingo we call that person a simp. The plot of the film is threadbare, and I really don't think that the filmmaker is even interested in focusing on it. The focus seems to be more on the rants the actor go into from time to time about men, patriarchy and capitalism. Many men complained that they did not go for this film to see anti-men sentiments being expressed by the characters. But Barbie, through its marketing, made it pretty clear who the movie's target audience is, namely young girls and women in the Western world. And it gives them a message that makes them feel good, proud of their femininity. Since when did you last see femininity being celebrated in movies? If at all there is a message in the movies about women's empowerment, it mainly celebrates the masculinity in women, not femininity. It is as if femininity is some bad, unwanted thing that no one desires and should be shunned at all cost. The film celebrates femininity. Most characters in the film are caricatured to the T, which is fine since the film is about dolls. To the film's credit, I would say that it doesn't claim to be universal. It is precisely for women, particularly those women living in the Western world. And that is fine, there is nothing wrong with that. However, I do have a problem with the message of the movie. Barbie Land is a peach clean fantasy world where everything is in order. Even though there is representation from women of different communities and sizes, there is sense that everything is just too orderly in Barbie Land. From construction work to being the leader of the state, everything is done by Barbies, and Kens are irrelevant. They are not respected, they are lampooned. So Kens are just basically incels but with girlfriends. Just as Barbie Land is homogenized and a perfect squeaky clean place, the real world is totalitarian as is stated in the film often because men dominate women as a class. But is Barbie Land so different from the real world even if it is ruled by women? Barbie Land, like the real world, also functions on the principle of domination, where instead of men dominating women, it is now women who are dominating. It sells out the fantasy to women that if only men are dominated, we can have a better world. In that sense, both the real world and the fantasy world are totalitarian. Both worlds serve each other, keeping the domination going. If in the real world it is patriarchy that dominates, in Barbie Land it is matriarchy that should be the rule. Fascism or totalitarian regimes survive on this fantasy of creating a more just, freer place that is outside of the system to make the real world more bearable. Similarly, Barbie Land is a fantasy world where everything is different, where women are freer, not objectified, and not dominated. Having such a fantasy land makes the real world, horrifying as it is, more tolerable, but it does not necessarily change it. Barbie the movie plays a similar role in this male dominated capitalistic world. It creates the fantasy that, at least in the films, we can create worlds where women are not objectified, where they are more powerful and not bound to strict gender roles. Sadly, films like these add to the fantasy that keep the capitalistic machinery going, serving companies like Mattel, who will likely make more stereotypical Barbie movies in the future, using feminist jargon as their marketing pitch, making women think that this film serves them while actually serving Mattel. But what do you think? Do you think that Barbie serves Mattel more than it serves the women's cause? Let me know in the comment section. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.